Hi everyone, welcome to the show. I'm Amy.
And I'm Sarah, and today we're going to be discussing You with a View by Jessica Joyce.
The first few minutes we're going to do a brief review of this story without any spoilers, then we are going to shift into that deeper book discussion, which is going to include lots of spoilers, but don't worry, we're going to let you know before we do shift into that deeper book discussion.
That's right, so before we jump into that, Amy, go ahead and give us a brief description of what You with a View is all about.
When a young woman discovers an old photograph of her late grandmother with a man who isn't her grandfather, she turns to social media to try and find the mystery man in the picture. Not only does she discover the man, but also his grandson. When they connect, the three of them set out to travel a long-forgotten honeymoon adventure as the young woman learns of a love story her grandmother had many years ago. This story has photography, travel, and a lot of wit. Sarah, what did you think about You with a View?
Okay, this could be described in one word for me. Swoon.
Oh,
I was
I love it.
swooning the whole time. The main characters, they have a really good chemistry. There's some banter that I love. I love the relationship that they each have with their individual grandparents, and that whole dynamic. You don't always get that. A lot of times you get like the parents or the siblings, but you don't always have this tight knit close relationship with a grandparent.
It's true.
I was here for it. I was thinking of my grandma. I loved it. The traveling, the photography, everything throughout this story was just, I loved it. What did you think?
Memories through photography, I love it. Travel, it's my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Tension and banter, I'm here for it. This was fun and a nostalgic story. I enjoyed going down memory lane with these characters. It gave me all the warm feelings and fuzzies, and it was just such a delight to read.
I love that you said nostalgic, because that's the perfect description. That and swoon. It's swoon worthy. Yeah, it was very nostalgic.
I thought so too.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into these ratings. Angst.
Okay, angst. It was like a 1.5 for me.
Me too.
Oh, I love it.
Connected
We're
today.
so connected. Yeah, it was a 1.5. It's not over the top, but there's some things that, not sure.
Even though the premise of the story revolves around a big secret that the main character is learning about her grandma, I felt like the flow of the story didn't really lend a lot of stress or angst.
Yeah, there was really kind of a particular scene, and it's way towards the end that really, you're smiling because that was very angsty for me. I didn't care for it.
Okay, humor.
Okay, humor. This was like a 2.75 for me.
You were higher than me.
Okay.
I gave it 1.5.
Oh.
It's more than that probably, but...
Well, I think so. But that's okay.
I did
that's
1.5.
okay. To each their own. I thought, there were some moments that there was some laughter, and there were some scenes that were pretty...
There were some fun scenes with banter, which I always love for the humor factor as well. Okay, spiciness. I'm curious to hear what you're going to say.
It was a 3.
It was a 3 for me, too. Woo, high five.
Okay, so, there was a lot of tension, and there's some good spice.
There are definitely more than a handful of scenes. Mm-hmm. And the connection between the two MCs was fabulous.
Fire.
Fire's great. Great
So
word. All right, tears.
Tears. It was a 2.
Oh my gosh, me too.
Brett!
I can't believe it.
I love it. We're so connected. Okay, we should do a podcast. No, it was emotional, but it wasn't overwhelmingly emotional. It was, when we get into the deeper discussion, I can kind of elaborate a little bit more.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, it wasn't overly sad.
There were some heavy scenes that kind of lent to my rating, but overall.
My heart was sad because of her relationship with her grandma. Mm-hmm. A lot of the reminiscing with that made me sad.
That makes sense.
Yeah, her grief.
Okay, overall.
It was a 5.
It was a 5 for you.
It was a 5.
I love that it was a 5 for you.
I loved it.
I did 4.25. Oh. I really enjoyed this story. I loved the found family in her new relationship with the male main character and his grandpa. I loved the chemistry, like I've said multiple times, of the two MCs. And the idea of the story was just so fun. I enjoyed the journey that they went on and the road trip itinerary. I definitely want to take that trip.
Me too. This is like a dream vacation. I I need to take this.
I love to travel, so I was here for it. I was Googling
too.
all the images of all the destinations and add to bucket list. Overall, it was a really fun story.
It was so good.
All right, that concludes the spoiler-free quick review of the story. Now we're going to shift into the deeper book discussion. We would love for you to join us and continue on this deeper discussion. Simply click the link below or open any podcast platform and search Post-Book Depression. Then we would love to hear from you. Tell us all your thoughts on the story. You can find us on social media, on Instagram at Post-Book Depression Podcast, on Facebook in our Post-Book Depression discussion group. You can also email us at postbookdepressionpodcast@gmail.com.